Alright, so welcome back to Dapper Dog Plays. This is going to be a little bit different video. We're not going to be looking at a specific well, we do have Duchess Matilda, blessed be her name, here with us. But we're going to be looking at the different lifestyles. This is something I wanted to do for a while, and I'm going to just kind of go through and give my thoughts on different lifestyles. And, not necessarily which one was the best, but which ones are not so great. And we're going to start with the ones that I think aren't as good as some of the top tier. So we're going to start with my least favorite but favorite, Intrigue. Good old Intrigue. Focus on manipulation of people, the nature and secrets, and the cunning plots that will bring your plans to fruition. So already the focus, so I'll look at the focuses and then just kind of go over the different trees and the different points, and I'll probably just go over each ability. So, but probably not in depth too much, but just my thoughts on them. So the focuses, we got Skullduggery, which will give you agent stuff plus 10. Intrigue plus 2, this is probably my go-to if I was to ever go to Intrigue. I think it's the most benefit for most characters. Temptation focus, obviously seduction, desire. You know, you're seducing people. You get more fertility, which can be good if you're in a situation where you need to have a kid. Like you just need children or whatever, for whatever reason you need to make sure you have good fertility. Maybe you have something that give you lower fertility, to say a good way to go in there and boost that up some. Definitely gives you a seduction chance, more attraction painting, which is good unless you're too old. And intimidation is my prime. If I had to order, I'd probably go Skullduggery, Intimidation, and Temptation. Temptation has a place if like you really need children, or you're just playing it, you're just trying to seduce everyone in the world, then that's probably a good one. Otherwise, these two I think have the most general. Skullduggery and Intimidation have the most general impact to a character, and that's kind of how I'm rating these. Is how much general application you're getting out of an ability, like how much it affects your character and how much it affects your realm. Certain trees are much more realm focused than they are character focused. Intrigue is incredibly character focused. It's I would consider a very selfish lifestyle. There aren't too many abilities that help your realm, so to speak, but there are a lot of abilities that can help you with your character or the goals of that character. Intimidation gives you more intrigue plus 2, and natural dread, which is always nice. Makes people not want to act against you because they're afraid. Like I said, I would probably go Skullduggery, Intimidation, then Temptation focus if I had to pick like a ranking for these. So let's just go across at these trees. So we'll look at Schemer. Schemer is probably my favorite of the three, as far as like I think overall usage for a character. Truth is relative. Everyone, if you don't know about this one, this is a popular combo to get because it allows you to fabricate hooks. If you have this in conjunction with demanding favors or demanding money, whatever it is, for the stewardship tree, that's a good way to make money. Truth is relative though is pretty strong. Being able to make hooks on people even if they don't have one is good. Pretty strong. Court of Shadows. This just helps disrupt schemes. Effectiveness, this probably just helps you stay alive, keep people in your court alive, so you have less problems with people murdering each other, because you're just gonna see that a lot. Prepare for anything. Again, reduces hostile scheme chance and against your courtiers as well, which is really nice. Because even though you may have a really good, like, you will be protected, sometimes your courtiers will just die constantly because they're always getting murdered or people are fighting against them. So this is a nice one. Again, these are ones that help you and affect your realm. Execution, really strong if you need to murder people. Like, there you go, straight up. You need to unalive someone, this is the way to go. A job done right. This is just hostile scheme chance in general. And these should stack, so that's like 55% chance if you try to murder because it's a hostile scheme. Digging for dirt. This is nice if you need to find a secret. This is a good way to get the hooks you need to do something for somebody on somebody else. Increasing the speed makes it just more palatable and effective. Kidnapper, another strong trait from this tree. Again, this is very popular. This is another way to make money. Or just for whatever reason, the popular way to win wars is to put the scheme into motion, wait till it's almost done, pop the war, then pop this ability, pop this one, this goes right off, and then abduct them and win the war right away. This was an effective way back in the day, and it still kind of works. So I believe there was a patch that's supposed to like fix it, but I think it still works. I think you just have to start the scheme before the war starts, and then start the war, and it should be okay. But yeah, Kidnapper is really strong. And if you don't do that, Kidnapper is really strong for making money. So again, good strong one. Twice schemed, right over here. Max hostile schemes +1. Good, just straight good. The penultimates, like this one, are just really good. This is one of the good penultimates. Twice scheme, just +1 hostile scheme. Really good if you're going heavy into intrigue. You really need to murder a lot of people, do a lot of different things. But yeah, this is good. Schemer is going to give you the schemer trait, which is just going to give you +5 intrigue, which is really good. Hostile scheme power +1. So it's a strong trait. Gives you a lot of this is a natural trait that you're going to gain. Gives you a lot of intrigues. It'll be good. Nothing to say. It's just pretty much makes you better at what you're already doing. Seducer tree is my least favorite of the three. It's got the least. I mean, if you're good, if you just want to seduce people, awesome. This is the tree for you. Otherwise, it doesn't do a whole lot for your realm, unless you just need kids and you're just trying to have kids with everybody and their cousin. So let's go down to like weeds in the garden, just flat fertility bonus, no problem. Unshackled lust, this allows you to remove your attraction penalties and seduce schemes. You can use the seduce intent freely, so this is just going to help you get past any penalties you may have for that. Subtle desire, it removes the rank difference penalty from your seduce schemes. And the sexual spell to the targets over the age of 19, so just keep that in mind. You cannot seduce family, but they gotta be over the age of 19, and this will overcome those penalties or whatever. Mortal adoration. Your lovers are less likely to join murder schemes against you, and will save your life. Now, this is one you might want to get if you're trying to do the achievement where you have your lover save you from murder, because it'll be a higher chance, obviously. Otherwise, I mean, I guess it's good if you just have a lot of lovers and then everyone try to kill you, then unalive you, then yeah, there you go. Seduction, we'll go down. We're not gonna do that yet. Enticing opportunity. Obviously, this scheme, this is also seduction, so that's why I don't really. This tree is like, this is like the fun tree. It doesn't really do anything for you. It's just like home advantage. Obviously, you get a higher chance to get your own courtiers and guests. Oh, sweet. Graceful recovery. You can no longer critically fail to do schemes. That's nice. So the scheme chance +25%. You can learn one additional language without penalties. That's nice. But again, seduction is just so limited. All it's going to do is just help you get children. If you need children, awesome. If you don't, kind of a pointless tree. Seductress, again, you're going to get the trait Seductress, which is going to give you +3 intrigue, +20% fertility, and a lot of attraction opinion. So everyone's going to like you, but yeah, okay, whatever. So there you go. All right, Torturer. Torturer is going to get, this is my second favorite tree in this one, and that you're going to get, let's see here, you're going to get some Dark Insights. This is a favorite of mine. You can get your Intrigue and your Prowess up 5 each. This is a strong one to get, just because it'll just give you a lot of what you already want. Divine Retribution, you don't lose piety to your clergy opinion from torturing and assisting others. This is a nice one to get, and it dovetails really nicely into Dark Insight, so you just keep doing it over and over. Dreadful, just dread gain straight up, always nice. Thriving in Chaos, this one is nice because if you start having just a high, it's very easy for an injury character to get high stress, especially if they're not built for it. If you get one of those traits of like compassion or something like that, where you're constantly getting stressed from doing evil things or bad things, this is a good way to get some bonus out of that. Malice Implicit, so you get more dread gain per tyranny. So the more tyranny you do, the more dread you do. So let's go for it. Fear Tax, you get more money from intimidated vassals and terrified vassals, and more levy contribution. So if your vassals are terrified of you, you get a little small benefit. It's not gonna be huge. You probably won't even notice it, but it's nice to know it's there. Forever Infamous, just dread decay is just forever, and you get the Murder Feast, which is where you can do if you want to do a semi-red wedding, this is the way to go. Prison Feudal Complex, just better chance of imprisoning people, which is pretty nice. This is actually pretty good if you need to imprison people to like maybe to get their titles or something like that. This might be a good way to go. And then Torturer. Torturer gives you a good amount of prowess, dread gain, hostile scheme resistance, and levy size. This is actually a pretty good ability. I think this one, yeah, this is really strong. This is a pretty strong trait overall. But so that's kind of this tree in a nutshell. My problem with Intrigue is that it's cool. You can do some fun stuff with it, but once you're done all the intrigue you really need to do, you don't really need to do it. Like, it's good if you're trying to say leapfrog. Let's say you're a count, you want to jump straight to king and you maneuver people into it and boom, or you want to be Or if you really like playing like the power behind the throne kind of situation, you can do it with intrigue a little bit. But I just feel like there's a point where it's just like you don't really need it anymore. Like if you're king and you're of a stable realm, what's the point of like schemer? Unless you just want to murder your neighbors for kicks. There's not a whole lot going on that's gonna help you. Like if you just murder random people and it's not helping you advance, you're just a chaos engine. So I mean, if that's what you want to be, go for it. But I just feel like this tree it's too selfish, and it just doesn't have a whole lot of utility for every character. Not every character is going to want to take intrigue. It's just how it is. That's just how I see it. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one. Learning is actually a pretty strong tree, but it's also one that I think can have limited applications sometimes. And so we're just gonna start like a little less. Medicine, okay, that's a nice one. A small boost. So this is the good one to go into especially if you're older. You just want to have a little health boost to keep yourself alive. Scholarship is my favorite of the three, just because you get the +3 learning and development, which is huge. I love development. Development's always good. Then theology focus is nice. Of the three, I think theology is my least favorite, only because there's only really ever one time I ever want to go theology focus, unless I'm role playing, and that's if I want to reform the religion. If you're not going to reform the religion, it's okay, I guess. And on that note, we'll just start with Theologian. So, faithful, you get +10 church opinion, which is okay, I guess. The Pope might like you more. As well as proselytize, this is really strong, especially if you're trying to change religion. Religion is probably one of the big areas that you'll have to contend with as you go further in the game. And so, having everyone in your realm the same religion or similar religion that's not going to try to be angry against you, good. Religious icon. This is again another for conversion and fervor. Not a big deal, but it's more just the time. It's I care more about the fervor. Fervor is one of those things that I never really worry about in game. It's a mechanic that doesn't really do anything. It's a weird mechanic because it's kind of reverse of how it would be in real life. But anyway, Prophet is probably the strongest one, and this is one that most people want to get out of this tree because it gives you the piety for night. Big deal, +1%. It's the faith creation and reformation cost. The 50% reduction, huge. This is one of the reasons why this talent is this perk is always like a go-to for you, especially in a reformer. You want to get this one every time. Critical justifications, religious relations. I mean, it just gives you more piety. Church and state gives realm priest opinion. Your realm priest +50 opinion. Okay, good. They like you, I guess. So, radiant, you give more devotion impact. Not really. To be honest, I have no idea really what that does. I'm sure someone like it does this, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't. This is not that big a deal. Defender of the Faith, tyranny gain -25%, and again, this is just not a great penultimate. It's just not good. I mean, who cares if you get less tyranny gain? You shouldn't really be doing tyranny anyway, unless like you need to. So I just don't see the point. Theologian. Degree learning into piety can be nice if you're trying to get a lot of piety to do something with it, but if you're not, piety is one of those things that doesn't really matter, except for if you need it for getting more holy wars. It's like the most you really ever use it for. So we're gonna move on. Scholar is my favorite tree, my favorite of the three. All right, so we're gonna start down here. Pedagogy. All right, so this one's nice because you can get your wards can get additional skills and they become your friends, which is nice. Better learning language chance, and wards are always important because that's how you can really kind of set up your next generation. Open-minded, not bad. Different culture opinion, you can learn more languages, more cultural reception +20%, +15 minor. It's all right. Apostate, different faith opinion +15. That's nice. Faith conversion costs. That's nice if you just need to convert to something. Scientific. This is huge. I really like this one. +20% fascination. It's just really good. The flat percentage. Plant cultivation. And this is another one. These are good for playing tall. This is like the playing tall tree that'll help you. You want increased development a lot of times, so getting that +20%, really good. Sky circles, more learning. Just level devotion, every one of them, boom, get it up there. Learn on the job is really good. 20% of counselor's primary skills added to your own, which can really, like, if you have a really great counsel, this can turn like your character into Superman. Getting 20% of, like, because I mean, if you have people that have 20+, you're getting, I mean, 2 to 3 points easy just for existing. Nice, so it's good. Sanctioned loopholes, another strong one, because you can now just buy claims. There are some limitations, but you can just straight up buy claims, and I believe it's with piety, maybe piety or gold, but either way, you can just buy a claim. That can be really huge, especially late game when you're having to play the claim game if you're not tribal or you don't have some type of other Casus Belli. This is an easy one to get some Casus Bellis. And then Scholar. Scholar is +5 learning, which is nice. Hostile scheme chance, good. Personal scheme chance, good. And the development again. So again, this is the tall tree. Development, I always associate development playing tall. Getting more development when you're past tribal is always good. It's good when you're tribal, but it doesn't really do anything except create supply value. But when you're past the tribal point, development is huge. It's gonna increase your taxes, gonna increase the just overall, every territory that has high development, it's just going to benefit, and then everything around it will start to benefit it. So this is a good one to get. All right, so this is the most selfish tree in the learning lifestyle, which is whole of body, but it's also in a way a good one that a lot of people are going to take. So again, on temple studies, your core physician costs less higher, and you have better treatment outcomes. That's good. Restraint, you can embrace celibacy. But this, well, first of all, like, why would you? There's a lot of times you might want to embrace celibacy because you may already have enough children and you just don't want to have more to mess up your succession. So boom, embrace celibacy, you're good. And if something happens, you can abandon it and continue on. But there are some definite cases, not so much edge cases, but definitely where you might, I don't need any more children. There you go. Know thyself. This was really strong for, well, you might be like, I don't want to know when I die. Knowing when you're going to die can be really huge. If you know you have a year left, then you can start setting things up for your succession. Succession is probably the hardest part of the game for a lot of people, just because they're not used to losing all kinds of stuff, and that's when you have a lot of your worst factions and stuff like that. So being able to know when that's going to happen and prepare for it, that's awesome. Wash your hands, deceptively good, especially with the new plague update. Plagues have been reducing frequency, but they still happen, and this is a good way to protect you and your core tiers. Iron Constitution, just straight bonus to your fertility and straight bonus to your health, both good. Just get it, it's good for you. Carefree, less stress gain, which is nice. After a while, you'll get to the point where you're just not taking stress for a lot of stuff. But resilience is kind of nice. Healthy, again, more health bonuses, more resistance, and then whole of body is just going to give you another massive boost, fertility and stress gain. So whole of body tree, not bad. If I was the rank, I'd go Scholar, whole of body, and Theologian. Theologian would be number one if you need to reform. Otherwise, Scholar's always going to be probably a really good tree, and I definitely recommend taking learning as a later lifestyle if you just want to make sure you live a little bit longer, or if you're trying to enhance playing tall. If you're playing tall, you probably want to take it sooner than later. All right, so let's jump to diplomacy. Diplomacy. All right, so we're going to start here with our lifestyle focuses again, and we're gonna look at foreign affairs. +3 diplomacy, pretty good. If I was to take one out of all of them, this would probably be my top one. If I'm playing tribal, my majesty focus might be where I go first, because it's just a straight +1 prestige per month, which is actually pretty freaking good early on, especially. So that gives you a good amount of just prestige. And then family focus, not bad. Diplomacy, fertility, if you need it for helping getting children. I'll start with pretty much diplomacy. One of the nice ones is that I think all the trees are equally valid. I think it's like pretty much one of those trees where all of them are kind of good. So we'll just start with the diplomat. So diplomat, the first one is thoughtful. This one right here might seem like what's the big deal? A gift. This can get you. Right here has gotten me out of a lot of factions. Because if you get someone like, let's say you're playing tribal, or even if you're playing feudal, gifts are gonna, and feudal are gonna probably early on are gonna run 100 to 200 to 300 gold. But if you can do that and get a 2, and then that opinion from it, it's like 200, 183. Like, it's wild how much opinion you can get from a gift, and that alone could turn someone from like they hate you to they love you, and just with one gift, and that can knock someone out of faction super quick. So just don't underestimate this one. Adaptive traditions is more max language. Foreign affairs effectiveness, whatever, you just get more prestige. All right, flexible truces. This was nice. This one is nice, especially if you're trying to expand, or for whatever reason, shorter truces, no prestige penalty for breaking them. Awesome. This will just allow you to keep going. Dugal Conquest is nice. You get a new Casus Belli, which is, and title creation cost, the 20% is actually pretty huge. So I would take that Force Fashion. This is another great Casus Belli, especially if you're trying to expand. Just 4 people around you to vassalize. Awesome. Embassy. Let's go here. Defensive negotiations. Fellow vassal opinion plus 15. Independent ruler plus 15. You can propose lines with that. This is a nice one. You'll often get that, like, some count in some county who wants to be like your friend for whatever reason. And this is probably what they're using defensive negotiations. It's nice. You can do it without marriage. It can be a lifesaver. Embassies, not bad. It's kind of edge case. You know, learn languages better, and you get each alliance. If you have a lot of alliances, can get you up to a +5 bonus on your diplomacy. So that could be good. Otherwise, Accomplished Forger. This is actually pretty good to put into it. Fabricate claims fees +75%, which means you can get fabricate claims much faster, unless by artifact claim, interaction, and the bloody grand wedding. So this is where you can do your red wedding right here. Boom. Surprisingly some diplomacy tree, but hey, this is where you can do it. And then Diplomat. So Diplomat is going to give you +3 diplomacy and independent ruler +20, personal scheme power +25%, and increases initial legitimacy. Not bad. All right, so let's jump to August. All right, so Benevolent Intent. This just gives you more power in Streamscape, and I use Sway a lot, especially on people especially if I have too many powerful vassals and not enough slots on your council. This is where it might come in handy. Just sway them. Inspiring Rule, not bad. Just gives more prestige. Prestige is pretty good. Monthly prestige per dread, again, just more prestige. This is like the prestige tree. True Ruler, this one is powerful. This is how, like, if you play, let's say you become a king of a large region, this is how you can pretty much just vassalize everyone around you that's part of your kingdom or whatever, because they just love you. This is really strong. Pair this with a really strong court and some other abilities, and your vassalization chances for everyone just goes through the roof, and before you know it, you've got yourself an empire, and you just do no warfare at all. Writing history, you can commission an epic decision, and legitimacy. It's not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. Life of Glory, just more fame, impact, cool. Dignitas, this is really nice. And then, I mean, obviously it's +1 diplomacy for fame level, so there you go, straight up. And then August, you get the +2 diplomacy, a little bit of martial, and prestige. Not bad. Not the best lifestyle trait in the world, but hey, it dovetails nicely with what you're already trying to do. Finally, Hierarch, this is a great tree to go on. If only for Groom to Rule. Groom to Rule is extremely good, especially if you have a lot of children. This is just a free 1 to 3 extra skill points for a lot of people, and it's good. So if you have a free one to spend, just throw it here. This will you'll just see like a whole bunch of messages if you have a lot of children that all just got like a free increase to certain skills. Heart of the Family, plus family member, +15, whatever, just more opinion. About blood personal scheme chance against family members. This is gonna be useful if you need to scheme against your family for whatever reason. These rescue house members, Casus Belli, and unify the house. Casus Belli. I just used unify the house recently. I'm not really sure. I think it just like, anyway, it allows you to get their vassals or something. It's, I don't know. I'd have to look at it again, but it's okay. Oh, okay, so you reclaim house members from another realm as a vassal. Okay. You can just rescue imprisoned members. All right, you befriend. This is the get you to befriend scheme. Lost challenge board game interaction, and you play friendly games with other characters. So there you go. Confidants. Each friend adds my friend's strength. That's nice. Flatterer, you get befriend scheme +3%. Friendly council. Each of your friend relations gives you 2 random skill points. The maximum of 5. So this is not bad. That's actually pretty good. Sound Foundation. Each living child gives you 1 random skill point to a maximum of 5. And then Matriarch. Matriarch or Patriarch, it's the same thing. Fertility bonus, stress loss, close family, and house opinion. So overall, this tree is very family focused, as it should be, because family hierarch. But it's not bad. Again, I think the one of the best is probably this one. Grin to Rule. Friendly council is not bad. Sound foundations. Everything else is okay. If I was to rank these in order, I'm gonna go with Diplomat, and then it's gonna be a tie between Family Hierarch and August. Again, Diplomacy is just a relatively strong tree all the way around. There's none that seems glaringly weak. It does a lot of stuff for you and your realm, so it is what it is. All right, so we're gonna jump to Stewardship. Stewardship is one of the strongest trees, even though I think two of them are stronger than the third, but this is probably the strongest, one of the strongest, if not, for some people, probably the strongest lifestyle in the game. I think it's tied for strongest, but it's definitely powerful. So let's just go through this. Wealth focus is going to give you straight plus 10% income. Early on game, it's a little bit of gold. Later in the game, it's a lot of gold. Plus 10% is just plus 10%. It's good. The main focus, again, this will also increase your gold, but it'll also give you more territory, most likely, and what you can control. You get plus 3 stewardship. And then duty focus is, I think, the weakest of the three. Enemy agent acceptance -5, whatever. Stewardship +1. Okay, courtier. I mean, courtiers like you a little bit more, but whatever. So we're gonna start with the weakest tree that I think there is. Administrator. And admittedly, administrator is not terrible. I just think it's weaker than the other two. So what do you get when you start? Meritocracy. You can use the claim throne scheme. If you don't ever want to use it, it's kind of a useless one, but you got to use it to get started. So we're going with large levies. This gives you more vassal levy contribution. Not bad. Seen forgiven. Your tyranny goes down faster. Again, you shouldn't be doing a whole lot of tyranny anyway, unless you're later in life, or it's for whatever you just have to do, or you're playing your role playing. Otherwise, it's not that great. Toe the line. This one is actually pretty good because it keeps your vassals from joining independence factions. So you have less likely of having to deal with that kind of those factions. Gains loyalty. You can learn language plus 50%, and with various bonuses. So if you're dealing with your vassals, just get a bonus there. But you're likable, not bad. Direct vassal opinion plus 10, liege opinion plus 20. Positions of power. Counselor opinion plus 20. So everyone on your council is probably gonna be a powerful vassal, or should be, or normally is. Just more opinion. That's nice. Honor to serve. So they just get more. You get more gold contribution, or tax contribution and levy contribution from your powerful vassals. Administrator. Administrator is going to give you +1 diplomacy, +3 stewardship, vassal +5, plague +10. It's just kind of it's not bad. It's okay when I think of lifestyle traits. Not the best, but there you go. So we're gonna jump to architect. Architect. Alright, so we're gonna tax one, just straight tax effectiveness. Honestly enough, I don't collect taxes a lot. I usually just stick, once I get to a certain point, I usually just stick my steward on development. But I mean, if you just need money, +5% is good. This is another strong one for level +1, which is nice. Garrison size +20%, lost purchase truce interaction. This is where you can allow truces to be bought preemptively. So you can buy truces. This is where, like, if you ever had someone just purchase a truce with you, this is where that comes from. You can do that with other people. This can be useful if you're next to someone who's powerful, or they just attack a lot and you don't want to deal with them, and you just give them some money so they can, go elsewhere. Organized muster rolls, levy report. This is actually pretty good. This means that you're moving, basically when you're moving through territory you control, or you can get supply, your forces will replenish, and this will just make that happen a lot faster. Cutting cornerstones, just good. Helps you build stuff, makes it cheaper. It's for holding and building construction. It's good, just good. Professional workforce, another good one. Construction has cut down holding, construction, holding, construction, or building construction are cut down by a lot. It's really good. It means you build faster. Civilization gives you more development growth in realm capital. Good. Get this one. This is just a good one. Probably figurehead, I like this one. So probably fitting +50 just means that it just makes you're not going to get as many peasant rebellions, stuff like that, because everyone just likes you. You're just a likable guy. Divide attention. This is one of the strongest penultimates in the game. +2 to main limit, straight up. This doesn't matter. +2 is actually a lot. So get this one, especially if you're just trying to maximize. This is another playing tall tree. This is how you would maximize your amount of territory you can control. The amount of not barrier counties and realms, whatever, that you control directly. Architect. Architect's a good one. Gives you +2 stewardship, but it also reduces construction time and cost time for buildings and holdings. Great, good. This is a great tree. All right, so Avaricious. Avaricious is where if you want to make money, this is the tree for you. You can demand payments for hooks. This is actually a good one. If you have a lot of children or it's a lot of relatives, you can demand lots and lots of hooks. You can again pair this with the fabricate claim hook that we had in the intrigue tree. Obvious and good combo. A lot of people do it. All right, so we're going to war privateer. This is nice. If you go to war a lot or you're going to be at war, that plus 10%, it's just a nice little bonus. Because it's usually wars where you lose money, so this just helps you make that a little bit less. So that's good. Fearful troops, you know, dread, I guess, gives you more costs. You won't notice this. This is one of those that looks good, but you probably won't even notice that it's there. Vassal gold trust, it's just more gold for taxes. Detailed ledgers, again, if you have a lot of like city people, city mayors stuff, nice. You won't really notice it. This one is huge. Extort subjects, you can do this every few years, and you can usually get a pretty good large lump sum. So this is a good one to get. There's a penalty to it, but it's negligible. You'll probably be able, most players will to overcome it just by the time it comes back up again. There's no reason not to get it. It is my domain. This one is again another stress perk. I'm not a huge fan of these. I usually don't like to keep a lot of high stress, but if you are playing a high stress, you get more money. Hooray. The end. Sell titles, just more free money. Like, there are some minor consequences, but mostly it just helps you get money. You sell titles, and you might take like a hit in prestige or wise or like that, or some might get lower taxes because they're like, oh, this is, but overall, it just makes you money. And then there's Avaricious, which will give you plus 2% stewardship and more holding taxes. Money on top of money. So it's a pretty simple. Avaricious is the tree to go to if you want to make money. Just in the long run, it's going to make you money. You'll start, if you like, this is a good tree that I usually jump to if I'm at a point where everything's pretty much taken care of. I've built around the way I want, or I'm not too worried about or I already have a really good war leader. I'll come here, get this, and this will just let me start stockpiling gold. If you have a really good Avaricious character, that can sometimes set you can often sometimes even set up your lineage for a long time. You can get a lot of gold, get a lot of things set up, build a lot of things. This tree is just like Stewardship Lifestyle is just huge. These two are tied for what I think are very effective trees. Administrator is the distant third. It's just not as good as these two. Avaricious and Architect are just so much better. And they both, and especially Divided Attention, is probably one of the best penultimates in the game. Just a straight flat 2 domain limit, huge. But these two trees will make you money. These two will get you money because this will allow you to build up your realm to get more stuff to make more money. This will get you the money to build up the realm. They kind of feed into each other. So that is Stewardship in a nutshell. And then finally, we got, which is my favorite tree, and I think probably one of, again, I'm gonna say it's tied with Lifestyle. Well, no, not with Stewardship Lifestyle. That's probably one of the better trees in the game, and that is the Martial Lifestyle. So we're gonna look at this. Okay, strategy focus plus your martial, not bad. Solid choice. Authority focus, actually just something not bad. The control growth here is what I always look at. This is huge early on, if you're playing tribal or any other, where if you're conquering stuff, just getting a plus rate of plus 0.3, it's gonna be huge. You won't notice it at first, but you'll start to see you get control back in areas a lot faster. Just due to this. Red game's not bad. Show your focus seems like a weird one. I usually take this one because, especially for a young character, because one, you get a prowess bonus, which is pretty rare. Getting prowess is not that common. You get attraction opinion and you get advantage. And it's a nice tree to take. So I would say if I was to go starting, I'd probably go any of these three really is any good. So I'm not going to say either one. I usually pick chivalry, just like knights, but they're all pretty good. So we're going to start with the tree I think is the overlooked. Feels like it's weak, but it's not. Overseer. So Overseer, we got Serve the Crown. This is really good. Natural Dread plus 15, control growth. Again, the control growth. Control growth is good. You want to keep high control, and this is just going to give you control growth everywhere. So get it. Strict Organization. Again, increase control in county. Another one that's nice because this is one that could take a long time for your people to get done. Hard Rule. Again, more dread. Siege progress against revolts. This is really good. 50%, that's nice. And the faction military power threshold for vassals plus 20. That's actually something pretty good. This will keep people out of factions just because they, or keep faction from actually popping off because they're just not strong enough. Good one. Soldiers less fortune. I don't usually get mercenaries that often, but 93% is good. Go for it. I know they have a use, but I just don't use mercenaries that often. There's just never really a reason unless I'm just really that close or it's an edge case. A man or woman's home. Advantage, territory advantage, not bad, plus 5. I mean, it's not bad. Enduring hardships, 4 level plus 1. Plague resistance plus 10, which is nice. And enemy power does not lower control. This is a good one. This is a good one because it'll help you save you time for whenever, if you're dealing with a war and someone takes your territories, you can then get them back and you won't have to spend as much time getting control back. Prepare conscription, not bad. Friendly territory levy reinforcement rate, that's really good, 150% and 100%, 150, 100%, and 15% army gold maintenance. That's not bad. Absolute control, this will give you absolute control in a realm. It'll stay as displays, you get additional taxes and levies. Absolute control is nice, and this will just help you get richer, so it'll give you more money and stuff. So not bad. That's like overseer. Overseer is going to be martial and stewardship, which is actually really good. Control growth and plague resistance. This is actually a strong tree. It's deceptively, it seems like it's not as good because it's not as war focused, but it's more of, this is the kind of tree I would go down if like I'm just trying to keep the realm together. I'm not worried about fighting wars or anything. I'm worried about just keeping my realm together and keeping it under control. This is a good one to get, and it'll eventually end up giving you more money. All right, so on Gallant. The Gallant, stalwart leader. Prowess plus 4 again, another nice prowess bonus. Gives some hostilitor, trade experience gain. Reduces the risk. This is the good one. Reduces the risk of commanding army. This is good because this will keep your guy from dying or at least getting grievously injured a lot when he's leading his armies. And you can fight people if you want. Big deal. Chivalric Dominant. This is probably one of the strongest perks in this tree by far. Plus 75% knight effectiveness, and the Clorigan is fine, but the plus 75% knight effectiveness is huge. This can take you from, like in the early game, especially from just like, oh, you have a 2-star to like a 3 or even a gold like army. This can take you from just like an average army to like an excellent elite army overnight. So if you have a lot of knights. Do not sleep at nights. Plus 55% night effectiveness is huge. I mean, it's just super good. This is just you gotta get it. Never back down, not bad. Nice 1%. This is actually just something also good because it'll keep your knights from dying. Your knights will die a lot. You're gonna lose a lot of knights throughout your thing. So them dying less often, very good. More advantage, nice, and more experience. Then we have household. Household guard is huge. Plus 4 knights, coupled with the chivalric dominance, is going to make your army just. This army's gonna punch way above its weight. You're gonna have an army in the early game or late, wherever you have it, it's gonna punch above its weight. And if you get more knights, they're just gonna punch way more above their weight. This is where you can take a 500 like man army and beat like 2,000 because they're just super elite. Courtship. This is, and the fun thing about Gallant, like, courtship, I mean, yeah, whatever. Romance, elope, whatever. It's okay. Promising prospects to help your family. This will help them get married at least, and that's not bad, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. It's good. It's okay. Loyalty and respect is another good one to give you some skills from your spouse or vizier, plus 25%, and spouse meaning plus 50. This is a nice one too. If you have a really nice spouse, you're just gonna get more stats from them. So it pays to just have a really good spouse with all around good stats. So not bad. This is the good one. These two are iffy because they're just kind of there, but this is not bad. Peacemaker, huge. Peacemaker is probably another just super great penultimate. Winning wars at 90% is incredibly good. Like you're gonna miss this when you're in a war and you're not leading it because you have to get to 100%, and you're like, because 90% is 90%. It's just literally just so much better. It means that you're going to be able to get in wars faster. You don't have to siege as long. It's just super good. Peacemaker is huge. Live it, love it, love it. Peacemaker's amazing. It is probably one of the best traits in the game. One of the best, perks. All right, Gallant. Gallant is going to get you plus 2 prowess, or plus 2 martial, plus 4 prowess. Monthly prestige plus 20%. It just does everything that Gallant already does and just gives you all that. So there you go. All right, and then we're gonna go down to the final tree for Marshall. Strategist is a good tree. So bone adjustment, straight up the bat, 50% reduction in Cats's belly. Yes, you want this. This is good. It's great. Organized march. Organized march, I always take it for the army movement speed. It also gives you travel speed when you're moving, and it does give you some additional screen. Screen's nice, just kind of protects you over your shoulders. But the army movement speed is probably what you really want it for. That plus 50% is actually, it seems like it's not gonna be that huge. It is really, if you have an army that has this and the one that doesn't, and like they don't have any other movement perks, you're gonna win. If you have movement perks on top of this, you are going to just be able to get your troops to wherever you need to fast. And it just getting your troops to where they need to be fast is good. Hit and run, just straight up, just make sure troops better, plus 5% retreat losses, and then damage toughness bonus for heavy infantry, spearmen, archers, skirmishers, and bow half-saluter plus 10%. Nice. Engine for destruction, naval speed plus 25%. Again, moving your troops faster. But the siege run effectiveness plus 40% is huge. Once you get siege weapons, this is going to just allow you to tear through places. This coupled with the sappers coming later is ridiculous. All right, so living off the land. Living off the land, raise speed plus 5. If you're doing a lot of raiding, nice. But the supply capacity is actually probably the bigger thing. That plus 200% is really good. That'll take you from 300, I think it's 100 to close to 300, something like that. So it's awesome. What that will do is it'll mean that you won't have to stop to get or take time to regain supply back as often. Because you start at 100%. If you go below 60%, you're undersupplied, and then when you get to like 0, you're the worst supplied. So when you're at 100, you only have a 40-point range for you're undersupplied, and that's a penalty. But if you're at 300, you got a 240 where you're like you got a whole bunch more cushion before you're undersupplied. So yeah, living off the land, very good for warfare. If you understand how supply works and everything else, you'll understand it. It's just super good, super good. Parthian tactics, again, just more toughness and pursuit. It'll make your men-at-arms better, which is good because your men-at-arms is usually the core of your army. They're the strongest troops by far. So they'll have higher toughness, higher pursuit. Good. In development is just gonna give you their efficiency plus 5% for your men-at-arms. Good, get it, love it, it's beautiful. Sappers is probably one of the best penultimates. Again, it's up there near Peacemaker. Pretty close. Might even be better in some cases. Heavy infantry, spearmen, archer, and basically just turns your men-at-arms into siegers. They get a flat plus 0.01 or 0.1%. 0.1 the siege, and that's huge. Especially in the tribal area where you don't have any siege weapons a lot of times. This can basically tear through some of those lower, smaller forts and allow you to win faster. This paired with siege weapons is ridiculous. So sappers, huge. Sappers is huge. So the strategist gives you +1 diplomacy, +3 martial, enemy fatal casualties, cross river straight the advantage. This actually, that third one's actually seems like that's huge. There's a lot of times you have to cross rivers and straits, and that penalty can be big. And getting less enemy fatal or giving more enemy fatal casualties could lead you to basically just destroying the enemy and getting slaughters instead of just a regular battle. You want to strive for a slaughter in every fight. That's just my litmus test. If you get a slaughter, you're most likely going to destroy the enemy. They'll have no troops left, and you'll usually get 50% war score right off the bat. So, all right, so that's every tree. We've gone through all of them. I would say, having reviewed them, again, Marshall, top tier. Stewardship, top tier. Next tier down is probably going to be Diplomacy and Learning. Those two are kind of tied. I think I'd probably lean more toward Learning myself, but Diplomacy has some really strong traits, especially if you want to play a peaceful lifestyle or you just want to expand without having to do too many wars. And then I said last is Intrigue. Now I say last is Intrigue. I just want to caveat that Intrigue is really strong. Intrigue can do a lot of good stuff. It's a swift way to move up the ladder. It's a good way to get rid of enemies. It has some really cool, nasty tricks. But once you've done this stuff, then you're kind of just either doing it to do it, or you get bored, or you gotta really like intrigue takes a lot. Like if you really want to use intrigue to spend, it takes a lot of long-term planning. Some players I don't think want to do that, had the notion to do that, or understand that, and they're just like, I just want to murder people. Like murder is fine, but if you're not doing it to like enhance, like, you know, move people to move up the ladder, it's just, you're just doing it. Now it can be used to stabilize nations, there's that, but for the most part, it's a shortcut or allows you to do some interesting, very devilish things, but it takes planning. You have to understand what you want to do. That doesn't mean intrigue is bad. It's just out of the 5 lifestyles, I find it the least overall good. Like when I'm looking at lifestyles, I look at what has the most overall utility, and top tier are going to be, again, Stewardship, Martial, because warfare is just always going to happen, and warfare can help you expand your territory extremely fast. If you have you can turn even an average Martial, like they start like maybe 10 or 12, you go on the Martial tree, just keep going into it, and you can turn that character into a, you know, strategic genius who's just dominating the war field. And if they already have high Martial, it's just going to be even worse. They're just going to be unbeatable in warfare. You will miss them because when you go to war, you know you're going to win. You know you can do a sea landing and destroy them because your character's just that much better. So, and then Stewardship, just money. Money makes, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're in tribal, clan, or feudal, money is just so good, and development is good, and this tree does both extremely well, plus learning, a little bit of learning, and you will have a realm that is just so much more advanced, generating lots of money, and just keeps you well supplied and everything else. Like if you have a lot of money, it just makes everything else easier, even in the tribal era. So yeah, that's my general look at the different lifestyles, and hope you enjoyed that. So basically I would say that like Martial, Stewardship top tier, again, learning and diplomacy the next tier, and then intrigue the last tier down, but that's mainly for utility. Doesn't mean that they suck. They're all pretty good, but I just feel like certain trees have more to offer than others, and we already went through all of them, and I've already explained that. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and with that, I'm gonna be out. This is a 48 minutes that I'm not sure everyone's gonna watch, but hey, if you did, you're golden. I'm out. See ya. Bye.